Hi folks, welcome to Crisco's Corner. Are you tired of the same old blah, 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 blah from the media? Do you like unfiltered commentary? Would you like to go back to the days when our rights meant something? Well, you've come to the right place, Crisco's Corner. The fight to get back the ideals of our founders will be long and hard. Please support the channel by subscribing. And as always, thank you for your support. Hi folks, welcome back to Crisco's Corner from redstate.com. A really alarming story. Boy, I'll tell you, I thought Tennessee was better than this. I know most of it is. In fact, I'm considering, when I'm getting a little bit older, depending on my retirement situation, I'm thinking about moving to Tennessee here from upstate New York. But most of Tennessee is really great. Let's read on. Tennessee librarian fired for burning city-owned books by conservative authors on Instagram. Look at this. They're burning books. The library, it's a hallowed hall of gamut of running ideas. It's a shrine of diversity of thought. It's the ultimate First Amendment center, sometimes. I remember years ago, I'm 64, so I remember the old Walton's TV show. And there was a lot of anti-German sentiment in the episode, and they were burning all the German books they could find. And John Walton, John Boy there, he was like the main character, found one of the books they were burning was a Bible, Christian Bible. And he was freaking out, and everybody like came to their senses, and burning books is bad. What's that movie? Fahrenheit 457. There's been a couple of them made. Folks, this is very bad news. Very bad news. Looks like a sale of books in the front of the place there. I don't know if that's the library or not. I can't tell. Let's read on. It's very... Other times it turns out it's a place in Chattanooga. As reported by the Associated Press, Cameron Williams is a scriber of social consequences. He organized protests against police brutality. He's also ignited, I like that, instead of burned, also ignited books by Ann Coulter, ones, by the way, belonging to townspeople in Tennessee. Call it a viral video back in December. Cameron posted a clip to Instagram that was really, pardon the pun, hot. Star of the show, the fires he was starting in order to destroy copies of the New York Times best-selling How to Talk to a Liberal If You Must. How to Talk to a Liberal If You Must. This is a Twitter. A Trump sexual. Oh, God. I was an 18-year-old high school dropout from Los Angeles when I read it, and I've been a fire-breathing conservative ever since. Aside from the Bible, what book has the greatest impact on your life? That's from Matt Walsh from the Daily Wire. In fact, here, got my Leftist Tears hot and cold mug. Actually, this is a damn good mug when I signed up for the Daily Wire. So thanks, Ben. It keeps tea really hot, and it keeps cold drinks really cold. Comes with a really nice lid, too. It's a quality product. It's really heavy metal. Here's the lid here. You know, DW for Daily Wire. It's pretty cool. Also in flames, Crippled America by Donald John Trump. Remember him? According to the Chattanooga Times Free Press, Cameron incinerated the author's offerings while playing GY Nipsey Hussle Trump protest song, FDT. I'll let you guess what that stands for. But the first word isn't forgive. I wonder if it had anything to do with Donald Trump. Mr. Williams, who has since been let go from his position at Chattanooga Public Library, has relayed via official statement he violated city and policy and library policies by improperly removing items from the library's collection. Oh, God. Here's a tweet from the Epic Times. Cameron Williams, known by his rapper name C. Grimmy, was placed on paid administrative leave. Paid? by a Tennessee library because of a video of him apparently burning books by conservative authors. And there's one of the books, Crippled in America, and FDT. You can figure out what that is. Let's read on. But Cameron sees it differently. He believes the case of CPL being a political. I'm assuming CPL is the Chattanooga Public Library System. Additionally, he insists it's due to something far more sinister. He told the Free Press that while he did take the books, that didn't violate policy. I don't see how. It didn't violate policy by taking something that doesn't belong to you. Through his attorney, Cameron explained he attempted to deal with the library wherein he'd give back some of the taken text and pay for works which could not be returned. Oh, I see. So you can take anybody's property you want as long as you compensate them for it. And you destroy what you don't like and you leave the rest, so you get the cow. No, it doesn't work that way, idiot. The library balked, no kidding. And to hear him tell it, there's some evil going around. I really believe this was political. You burning books. Don't even talk about legalities here. Let's put the legalities aside. You're burning books. Wow. How many histories in the world have we seen that happen? And it always, always, always turns out badly. Now hold on to your hats. It's definitely a perpetuation of white supremacy. None of this would have ever been a problem if someone who doesn't believe in speaking for equality for black people wouldn't have reported it. If you're taking a library from a public library system and you're burning their books, the ones you don't like, you're going to return the rest, but you compensate them for the other ones. What the hell is that? Some might say he shouldn't use equity. Nonetheless, Library Executive Director Corinne Hill seems unconvinced. Via press release, she kept it simple. The city of Chattanooga has policies in place to protect the public's interests, and we follow those directives. This must be the genius that did it. Chattanooga Public Library is now out of a job after admitting to burning library books by conservative authors. I spoke with Kevin Williams, who claims he did nothing wrong. Oh, my God, these people, I got to tell you, I used to think the people in Washington, a lot of these progressives, they were just doing this for attention, political gain, score political points, get some laws changed, whatever the reason. These morons actually believe this stuff. They actually believe it. They've been hearing it every single day in school since they were probably 8, 10 years old, probably from their parents, a lot of them, or parent. And you hear it every single day. It changes your brain. You start to believe this. Chattanooga activist plans to appeal the library's decision to fire him. They suspended him without pay, so now he gets to sit on his butt, and he gets to send all the press releases he wants and go online and say all the crazy crap he wants, and he gets paid for it, and he's complaining. A Chattanooga Public Library employee is now out of work after admitting to burning library books by conservative authors. Cameron missed a good chance of being in the clear from the AP. After Williams' suspension in December, library spokesman Christina Sacco said Williams had been recently trained on the library's weeding policy, which describes how and when to remove books from circulation. However, the books in the video were not flagged for removal. Sacco said personal feelings have no place in deciding what materials are removed, and any bias in those decisions violates library policy. Yeah, that's common. You'll see that in especially smaller libraries, but even the big city libraries too. They will weed out some books to make room for others, ones that aren't taken out so often. And now, of course, with computers and everything, you can tell. You can take a book and you can scan it. You can tell how many times it was legally checked out. And I can see if somebody checked it out once in the last 5 years, you put it on the pile for sale, and usually sell it pretty cheap just to get rid of it. He wants to buy those up and burn them. That's his business. Let him pay the money. But he gets to decide which ones are taken out. No. Burning books is bad, bad, bad. Was it Fahrenheit 451, I think, is the movie? The number is the Fahrenheit temperature that paper burns. It's they've done 2 movies on it, an older one and a newer one, and it's 1984 stuff, folks. Oh God. No matter this, the guy's most likely on the right side of history. If I correctly understand where we're headed, nothing says progress like a good old-fashioned book burning. And of course, whoever wrote this is, putting the sarcasm in, but I don't blame him a bit. Instead of really screaming and hollering and jumping up and down, see this book here? All right. You live in Chattanooga. You pay Chattanooga property taxes, so you contribute to the cost of that library. Okay. We'll see. All those things are true. And you see this book in the library. You don't have the right to take it and burn it. Now, this was one of the books that the library system wanted to get rid of. And sometimes these library system boards are real progressive, and they'll get rid of books. I don't like that either. If the book's being checked out a reasonable amount of times, they should be kept in a library. It's as simple as that. My God, you can go online, and the libraries, I'm sure, still have it, a copy of Mein Kampf by Adolf Hitler. Was it Rules for Radicals? You can get that right online in the libraries as well from Chomsky, the old socialist agitator and rabble rouser, I call him. This is alarming to me. I'm trying to tone down my language because I think I'm getting shadow banned really bad on YouTube here. And I don't want that to happen. So I'm not using the language I would normally use for this because this is just ridiculous. I would usually be just outraged, screaming and hollering. I mean, you got to be, like my Italian grandma used to say, what are you, a stupid? What's the matter for you? You just, number one, you can't take somebody else's property and burn it and then say, well, I'll compensate you for it. And number two is you don't have the right to pick and choose what books go in there. The library board does. It's unbelievable to me. I'll bet you that 1984 is in there. I'll bet you Chomsky's Rules for Radicals is either online, accessible, or in there. I bet you Mein Kampf is probably in there. Chattanooga's a pretty good-sized city. What else is in there? And that's part of the First Amendment in this great country in the Constitution. You can put things in your public library that people don't like and don't like a lot and are outraged and furious, just like they're trying to do on the internet, just like they're trying to get rid of Fox. People that don't agree with us, we'll just call them names. We'll just call them white supremacists. How in the world are these books about white supremacy? But then again, I got to be careful of my words now. The CAPITOLRIOTS, that was about white supremacy too. I'm probably gonna get tagged for a white supremacy word. But what was it? Somebody had a video. There's 15,000 words that click off the algorithm that get shadow banned. And believe it or not, one of them he said was ICECREAM. I don't know why that's in there. I don't know what's going on. I'm probably going to end up on other platforms. I'm going to end up on Rumble and Daily Motion probably and a few others because it's to expand the channel. Because being shadow banned here is going nowhere. And I'm sure they're having trouble with Parler right now, but I'm sure they'll probably get this video shadow banned too, just saying Parler. And it gets to the point this is what they're doing. This book burning and cutting out free speech here and shadow banning channels, to me, is exactly the same. It's exactly the same. We don't want what you have to say to be out for public consumption. It is exactly the same. The only difference now on the internet is banning people, shadow banning them, making so that no one can hear or see them is exactly the same as book burning. It's the modern version of book burning, even though this is the old-fashioned way to physically burn books. It's incredible to me, and nobody is seeming to sound the alarm. There should be thousands protesting in Chattanooga. Now, they didn't mention that, so I assume it didn't happen. My God, my God. It's going to be a long couple of years. And that's assuming that the Republicans can get their act together and grow a spine and take over the House and the Senate with substantial numbers. It's crazy. It's crazy. I mean, look at this. Be ashamed of yourself. Look at these people burning books. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. Now, it looks like that wheelbarrow, they're just buying them, but there's probably a book sale like a lot of places do. Bookstores, libraries, they want to get rid of the books that are around, and they want to make room for new inventory and get some of their money back because that's money sitting there. I got a small business in upstate New York. I know how it works. Inventory is cash sitting there. If the cash isn't generating any profit, you sell for what you can and buy some things or carry things that do. And that's just simple business. But, I mean, and then look at it, to film it live on Instagram and then say you're being politically oppressed and it's about white supremacy. This is insane. This is what the KKK did. I can't say it out loud because I don't want this another episode to be shadow banned, but this is what they did. This is what the white blanks used to do, starts with S, used to do. This is what they used to do. See, now I've got to cut back on words, and this is what they want, and it's disgusting. I should be able to say those words, but I can't. Folks, we're in a dark place. We're in a very dark place. You know, this was something that happened. There was an isolated incident here and there. This is common. And now with social media, it is everywhere. I don't give a good damn what Twitter or Facebook or any of those do. The people on their platform that are outside the United States, it's none of my business. But I do care about the United States and what they're doing to its citizens. As a citizen of the United States, that's my first priority. They think that the whole world's the same. No, they're not. America's a very unique and special place. We have our First Amendment rights. And then what they're doing is they're taking a constitution like this picture and they're burning it. People ought to be alarmed. Conservative people, fair-minded people, stand up and say no. Just, you say the old saying, just say no. This is dangerous. And it's very worrisome. And I'm hoping it's just a passing fancy. We'll have to see, but I think we're in for a long, long, long struggle with this kind of thing, with this kind of mentality and thinking. Until next time, goodbye and good luck.